what's best in humanity, the passion to create and the desire to contribute to a common cause, is at the core of the entrepreneurial society.
Surely it's not about state versus business, but it's really about what sort of new thinking should we have.
The recipe for deep change is make it social, build a coalition of the willing, start with new principles, and experiment.
It's this dance between the capital markets and management that's driving down returns and making returns more bond-like.
Revolution's results are the exact opposite of their promises. Drucker contrasts this failed paradigm with innovation and entrepreneurship.
And very often, if your GDP goes up, your happiness or well-being index may be stagnant or even going down.
How come there's no data in heaven? Because data lies all the time. When people ask me, show me the data, I just have to say, go to hell.
Every activity needs to become an exploration activity done by entrepreneurs, done by people who are creatively motivated, and the commitment to actually move from the idea to action.
I'm not sure that everybody needs to be an entrepreneur. Actually, I do believe that there is a value in employees and in people who don't want to be entrepreneurs, they have other things that matter in their life.
By the way, innovation today is actually career suicide in most companies, right?
The conference had a great theme on entrepreneurship, and not only listening to talking heads, but also the audience was drawn in by a set of new innovations, not just raising the hand, but using the email system and sending in questions and so on.
We should be focusing on entrepreneurial ecosystems where, for example, the public sector is extremely important, not just in terms of de-risking, but really taking extreme risks and willing to fail, but also how do you build a kind of explorative capacity that is able to go through the trial and error process, both in the public sector and the private sector.
We're maybe being a little hard on ourselves in terms of not having made the change yet. We've only had the technology that enables this change to occur for about a decade. And we all know that it takes us a decade or two to assimilate any new technology. We haven't scratched the surface in our businesses.
I'm using this term adhocracy, of an organizing model which privileges action over knowledge or position. In an adhocracy, we do something. In a meritocracy, we discuss something, and in a bureaucracy, we either follow the rules or we defer to a big boss.
Agriculture today have a habit of using up resources to the point where the only thing that you can do is move on to another piece of land. Whereas an abundant ecosystem like the Amazon jungle has been able to refresh and evolve over millennia. The sort of metaphor that I like to have when I think about what creatively competitive organizations are.
Leaders tell me that today they feel their job is more about building connections within their organization and across their organization than it is about leveraging hierarchy to get things done.
The Drucker Forum's a great opportunity for exchange. It's a very democratic conference, so people sit next to each other. You meet people at lunch, you meet people at the breaks. So it's not a very hierarchical conference. You know, some conferences you go to and all the important people are off in the green room, and this is not like that at all.
What you're going to experience now is most probably the most diverse moment in this Drucker Forum. Every year, we have a bunch of so diverse people coming from all over the world that actually, during a long period of time, are spending time writing essays This is, to me, the true DNA of this Drucker Forum.